diagonal heading towards the old Forest Bend Drive home. Those mountains up there, that canyon you see between those two mountains, that's Big Cottonwood Canyon. And up there is where all the ski resorts are. Some of them, I don't know if it's Brighton that's up there. I never did ski, so I don't know that much about it. But got any memories? I can tell you right here at this point, as we come around this corner here, on June of 1978, I had the radio on, and the announcement was given that all worthy male members of the church can now receive the priesthood. I know exactly where I was. I was right here on this curve, right there where that red car is going up there, right underneath that. Isn't that funny when that I could tell you exactly where I was and the thoughts I had? It just pinpointed that spot right there. I was heading this way.
That was so important.
That's right. It was one of those events where you can just remember exactly where you were at. And over here to the left, one of my times as a young man, there was a restaurant over here. I can't remember the name of it, but I peeled potatoes, cleaned dishes for a job. And I don't even know if that place is still there. It probably isn't. And here we are, 6200 South and 7th East. No, 20th East, Highland Drive. This is called Highland Drive. And right up the hill here, you can see a hill down the road, and that hill goes right up, drops over to where we used to live. How many years did we live in that Forest Bend Drive home? You remember when we moved there?
Oh, when Walt was privileged to move out of the city limits, then we moved out here. And I guess 10, 15 years we lived down this lane.
I think it was more than that, Mom.
Maybe so. When we first moved, was he?
No. Here we are going up over what's called Butler Hill.
Yes.
And the road used to swing and go up that way, but now they've made a 4-lane highway over the top. These apartments off the left are where the sand pits used to be. These are all built on sand. Every bit of it. Look at these apartments, Mom.
You wanted to build it.
Look at these apartments.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That was all just sand hill.
None of these apartments were here when you left.
No, I've never seen any of these.
And they've got a stoplight down here where Forest Bend Drive goes in now.
Oh, imagine all this building this sand.
Here are we coming around. It's all built on sand. Here's where we turn to go into their place. They blocked off your old lane. You can't get in the way you used to.
Oh, we used to go up there, but that next telephone pole down.
Now you come in this way. This is their church that they...
Yes.
And around here, this is Forest Bend Drive now.
Yes.
See, they cut that road out altogether, Mom.
Yes, they have.
There's Ted Tuttle's place right there.
Yes.
Brother Tuttle's home.
And the
That's
Indian.
where Joan and your friend Carol.
And the Indians built it for him.
Now the road used to go straight out to the road behind us here. And now they've made this nice little bend here.
Yes.
And from right here is all different, but the minute we cross right through here, it's exactly the same as it used to be. This little white house off to the right here, that was all my mom and dad's property. And when Janet and I first got married, we lived in that home.
This first home is where we lived first.
But the home only consisted, see the big part on the end here? That's all added on. The home we lived in was just the little piece you see there to the left.
Neat.
And that was my first married home.
Yeah.
We didn't have a toilet in it.
No.
We kept all our food downstairs in the basement. We had to build racks on it because we were so close to the creek.
Is it flooded?
It would fill up and all of my food storage would get wet. I built these little sheds out here.
And out there is the place where they play the first movies that come out.
Put a little movie theater in there. And coming down, right down the lane here, the next house on the left is Gail and David Kazarian. Gail is Brother Packer's daughter, one of Brother Packer's daughters. And they live here to the left. You see your home, Mom?
Oh, yes.
Right up in front of you. And that house right up there is the house we lived in down here. That's the Stroud home. It's the oldest home down here. There was no other homes down here.
Yes,
besides,
yes. Right.
Was there one?
One right here.
Well, this one was here. This one, and the rest that went down, it was just forest.
Yes. And we were the second house now.
But that's the old Stroud home right there. Looks different. Look, they've cut all the birches out of the front here, Mom.
Yes, they have.
This piece of property, as we see as we go around the corner here, just gave Dad fits because he could never keep it cleaned off, and you can see that it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
They still haven't got it cleaned off.
We put in all the...
We lived here when I went on my mission. This is where we were living when we left here.
Sprinkling system on this whole acre.
Little Stroud home. It doesn't look as good now as it did, does it, Mom?
No, it doesn't.
We had it all landscaped and beautiful, and the creek runs right through the backyard.
Oh,
You can see the mound back there. You'd step out the back door, and there was Little Cottonwood Creek. And more often than once, they'd have a flood come down there, and we'd have to sandbag that thing, and sometimes it'd come right up and go into the kitchen.
Oh, often I've had the whole kitchen floor covered with a foot of water, and it stopped going in the front room because it was stair steps going from the kitchen.
I want you to notice that up here it lists everybody that lives down here. But there's one that isn't listed here. Look at the sign, and you'll see Clark, Johnson, and Andrus. But the one 1850 underneath, that's Brother Packer's home. And it's not listed for privacy. And the security around this home down here is like Fort Knox.
Yes.
Fort Knox.
Yes.
Because these brethren receive death threats almost daily. So this is the way Brother Packer comes home every day. And the people down here had no respect for him, basically, because, you know, he's your neighbor, you know. Oh, that's just Boyd.
Yeah.
You know,
But not for us.
you know what I mean? It's
Not
that
for-
familiarity, it breeds contempt deal.
Oh, but my...
And he was really slow to participate in any neighborhood activities because they'd all take advantage and they'd want inside track on this and, you know, different garbage. His home is the one down here at the end of the lane. We're starting to go down through here.
But he trusted us. Packer trusted us. He
This
knew
is all
very
his
well.
property right here. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. This is Andrus. I don't know who lives there, Mom. That's a home that I don't remember. But through these gates is Brother Packer's place.
Yeah. Looks like you've had a birthday.
Right. Just one.
Yeah.
We'll just come in here and get a shot of it. This is Brother Packer's home right there.
And all down in there is where they have their garden.
A lot of people who lived here would go in and knock on the door and say, "We're here now," but I respect people who do that. Talk about some of the thoughts that you have as you come down here. What's going through your mind?
The time and effort and digging of weeds on that acreage right there.
Andrus's? That's Andrus that lives in there. This is Johnson's here.
These people had a lot of money, and they tried to put it to buy themselves every place they went. And every time they get into my yard, I send them home.
They were always trying to get us to clean this up. We were trying to clean it up as much as we, see, they could pay for professionals. The only person we had was us. And this is the Stroud piece of property right here. And these people were always trying to come in and get us to clean up this piece of ground. You know, clean it up. Can't you clean it up? You know, because depreciated, made their pieces look shabby. But man, we were the first ones down here, and all these other people came in, had mega bucks.
Oh yes.
And they could just do things that we couldn't.
But that's all right. In the long run, we could walk up and down the lane and talk to everyone and anyone.
Yeah, they all had respect.
Oh yes.
This is coming around the other side. Splits.
Japanese.
It's old Terry West's old place.
Yes.
Cal Clark's place off here to the left. They still own it, but he's now moved basically down to his old homestead down to Loa and Bicknell and Teasdale. So I don't think he ever comes up here very much. He went to Japan to teach the Japanese how to drywall, the way
Yes.
Americans drywall. Became a millionaire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they didn't know how to do it, and he went there and trained them and became a millionaire, training them how to hang drywall. Coming on around here off to the side, the left here is old Art Sider's place.
Oh, golly.
Remember that?
Oh,
And up front here to the right is Harry Rudd.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, Harry. Oh, there's a new building. in
Harry
front.
Rudd's place. And over here behind us, behind the wall, is Ralph Beitendorf, who's the singing dentist.
Oh, he's the funniest little guy you could
They
ever
built a new
meet.
home here. You go into Dr. Beitendorf's house or into his office, and he'd work on your teeth and sing.
Yes. And her mother was president of the BYU at one time.
Well, no, his wife's father was Sidney B. Sperry.
All right, now that's what I'm trying
Remember that?
to say. Yes, you straighten
Sidney
me out.
Sperry.
it's an interesting
I don't know
shape.
anything about
This
him.
is a new place. I have no idea who that is. And they got a pearl drum set up there to work out, huh?
Oh, golly. Look at that drum.
Remember these guys? Owens?
Oh, yes.
Lamberts?
Yes.
Owen Lambert?
Oh, yes. Yeah. 7680.
Yeah, we'll back out. Let's see if we
gonna
can
come
notice who
meet
this
you.
is.
I can't figure out what they're saying.
No,
You're
no,
different.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, weird, I'd understand, but they say different to be polite.
It's probably back as far as it goes. That's why I said you're
Oh,
going to have to do
whereabouts
it
are you
because I'm
living?
too close.
Down in Eager.
Eager. Oh.
And we've come up to do some genealogy work over where I used to live in Goshen.
Oh.
We're going to finish up her film her family history all day tomorrow. We're going to go to church in Goshen,
Oh.
and we're picking up her younger sister, and we're just going to record all day long and get her history.
Good.
You guys are now a part of it.
Oh, no. Well, how about coming and doing some genealogy for me? I'm back there to this early 1700s, and I'm stuck.
Well, at least you're the early 1700s. That's good.
Oh my golly, that's all right.
I can't
Be
figure
there.
them out. There's
There's
too many Johns born in the same place at the same time.
and spelled differently.
Yeah.
And spelled
Yeah.
differently.
They've just been a little more creative and used names other than Richard, John, or William.
Yeah. Oh,
dear.
yeah, that little sentence right there told me how you're working in genealogy.
Frustrated is
Yes.
the word.
Oh, it's neat. It's neat.
Yeah.
I'm delighted. I get to see at least two of you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Down just right down the way.
Yeah, tomorrow in church, tell everybody here hello for us, will you?
we
Okay.
will. Uh-huh.
And Marnay and all of them. And
Yeah,
That's
she's,
neat. And
I
John?
saw her this morning.
did you?
Cal's up there, I think.
Oh, isn't
They
he
just-
down south in his little house down
They
below?
just got home
Did they?
They just
last night at 8 o'clock.
They came in from Arizona. They
Okay.
went down to Brad's.
Oh, Brad's down in Mesa, isn't he?
Mason,
Yeah,
he's
right.
a bishop in the ward down there.
Oh, good.
And so they went down there for Christmas.
How fun.
So-
And has he got his place in Loa too? Bicknell or someplace
Yeah,
Loa?
Fish Creek,
Yep, yeah.
really.
Down on
but-
Fish
Right.
Creek.
Yeah.
Fish Creek. That's
So
neat.
They spent a lot of time down there since retired. So
Did she
That-
take any of her kids down there with her? After they married and moved down around her?
Gloria,
Uh-huh.
they still live up here. They have a house here and then one a cabin down in Fish Creek. And then Teresa's in
The only one down here.
Here we come around, passing Sean on the old homestead, Forest Bend Drive home. Kind of going downhill, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
All the shrubs are gone, all
Oh.
the trees were gone. Beautiful birches here. This was the prettiest little place on the home creek at one time.
Yes.
Now it just looks like
No,
trash.
now
now.
look, stop right here. Now look back in
Oh,
there.
they cut all those big birches down.
Now
Look at
you
that.
see that tree right there? That goes right down to the side of the water.
Creek is right there, not 30 feet from the back of their home.
No, it's good.
Well, that was good.
Yes. Well, that was just the way it should be, to just meet someone like that.
See,
See
this
that?
all used to be their horse property.
Look at that, basement over there.
Yeah, see that root cellar when we
Oh,
come through
cellar.
there. There's an
Oh.
old pioneer root cellar that's just really neat right
Oh,
back in
it's
there.
got
See that?
shelves
Okay.
in it and everything.
I'd love to build one like that. That's
Mm.
neat. But see how they cut all this out? This is where the barns used to be over here to the left, where
Yes.
Ted's property all was.
Yes.
We just isolated this house now. All of his property here belonged to this house.
Yeah.
Right here. Hard to tell we're in the same place, isn't it?
Yes.
10 and give us some time to check in and go change into our church clothes. Be out at the Goshen Chapel at 11:45. Okay? And they're through at 12, thereabouts.
I hope I've got everything to wear with that dress.
You
now.
do. You got your sock, you got your shoes, and you're all set.
If I don't
Go anyway.
go in and put my hand on a half slip, I'll be going all over Goshen with no slip under a dress, but that's all right.
It's all right. We're not going to worry about it now, are we?
Nah,
At this point.
not. How big does my mouth look from there?
Not very big.
Okay.
I can zoom in though and make it look big.
No,
I won't.
please don't zoom me.
I won't zoom you.
And I have a mouth that doesn't need zooming.
I never thought about your mouth being big.
Well, you ought to see it on that one or two of those filming, you'd know.
Too funny.
I don't care though. Those things used to bother me, but no more.
Well, good.
No more. Going to high school and in Goshen, I didn't want anyone to know that I was tinting my hair.
How are you tinting it?
And Mama would help me mix the stuff. And boy, we really mix up a concoction. We put all kinds of cinnamon and nutmeg, and oh, boy, would we ever fix up a deal to go on my hair. And no one knew that I tinted it much.
Oh, really? And you just use spices like that?
Yeah. And one time, one of Mike's wives, I believe Janet, said to Mike, well, I'm going down and help your mother tint her hair. And he says, my mother does not tint her hair. Mike said, because he'd never seen it. I get up at 4 in the morning and have it all done before anyone got up, and no one knew I tinted it.
Huh.
Shot her job.
Shot your jaw?
I think
Shot her job.
No more stories?
What do you anticipate doing in Goshen tomorrow? What do you see happening out there?
A repeat performance, just like you did with that man and woman as you drove down the lane today.
Oh, that kind of a thing.
I
Yeah,
would think so.
that'll be fun.
I
If we got snow
I
on the
would
ground,
like it that way. I would like it that way because you can be closer to each one.
wouldn't it be neat if we go to the old house and they let you go inside and we can go inside
Oh, she'd let me come
to
in.
whoever's living there?
She'd let me come in. She'd have both arms open for
Well,
me.
do you know who owns that house now, the old house?
Well, didn't she say that Bonadie was living in it?
No, I'm talking about your old house in Goshen,
Oh.
the old
okay.
Goshen house.
Well, let's move. Let's move.
That'd be neat if they'd let us go in there, wouldn't it?
Well, I've been and talked to him.
I know. I took you, but that's been what, 15 years ago?
Maybe so. Oh, 10 years, 15 years ago doesn't seem to make any difference.
Doesn't matter anymore, huh?
No, it doesn't matter. I don't want to be sewn in bed too much at the time.
Oh, Becky.
Let me get some of you too here. There we go. Here's Margie right now. We're
Warm.
She's got her new coat on that she bought today at Smith and Edwards. Smith and Edwards. Want to tell us about your new coat?
It's warm. Let's see how the hood is.
We got her Eager coat. This is her Eager coat. And we're riding here tonight with, this is Lori. And Lori, you want to look around here for a second? This is Lori. Yeah, right there. And Bonnie up front. And we're taking a little carriage ride. Salt Lake City. It is Saturday evening.
From here?
We're from Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Are you excited to come to this cold place?
Hey, we came from one cold to another cold place. Ride from one, I have my own horse and buggy back there in that country, so we thought we'd ride with you instead of me driving. That's what I usually do. It's nice to ride without driving. Yeah, there goes the tram.
Where we're staying.
This is the hotel where we stayed, the Inn at Temple Square. We've been here for the last 2 nights. And as you can see, as I pan around here, that's West Temple. You can see that it is right across the street from Salt Lake City. Temple Square. There's Assembly Hall.
There we go, Mike. Hello. Yeah, we are when you see red
Here we
dot.
are in our horse-drawn buggy, taking a ride now down West Temple. And here you can see over here, if we shoot up there, you can see that.
You think I can see that?
One of the other horses is probably a team.
And how all of these carriages operated by the same company?
They are. And like I said, they borrow Bonnie and Babes. It's just.
Down the memorial. Oh, there's a pretty picture. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, incredible.
Beautiful shot.
So pretty.
Right?
Yeah.
Today is the 29th of December. We're in Payson, Utah, and we're photographing the Petite Neat School. Grandma, why don't you tell us what you can about this? In Payson, Utah.
Mama went to the school, and when they were building it, it was just a big hole in the ground, and Grandma Barker was afraid that she would fall in there, so she took her and walked her around the outside of this big hole that was in the center of the school. And I told her, don't ever go close to that because Mama could never get you out. And then every time that one of Grandma's children were born after that, Mama being the oldest, it was reviewed.
That's the Indian statue there of Chief Petite Neat that the school's named after.
The high school is facing Mike.
Okay, let's go down here to the high school. Okay. This is the junior high. Did you go here, Mom?
No.
You didn't go to junior high?
No, they had a junior high in Goshen.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
He had the best English teacher in all of the state of Utah.
Seminary.
And the school was right across the street.
The high school?
Uh-huh.
So the old high school is gone, but the seminary's here.
There it is. You bet.
Did you go to seminary there?
Brother Olson, I went to graduated from it.
Tell us a little bit about what are your memories right here of Payson Seminary.
Walking across the street with groups of kids.
Remember anything in class?
I remember him very well.
Olson, huh?
Yes.
And the high school was over here, Kitty Corner?
Yes.
It's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone.
That's where the old high school was. The
And
new
down
high
below,
school.
can you see a place that drops off down into a canyon below?
Oh yeah, right over here to the left.
That's where we used to play hooky and run down that canyon.
And the high school sat right here on this hill.
Yes, right there.
I'll be darned. Any of these houses here, these older homes that you remember anything?
I don't see anything that I remember mine.
Well, let's go look down the hill where you used to play hooky.
Okay. I used to.
Here's where it drops off the hill.
Brother Grove was the principal, and we'd be out on that north end of that building, right by the door, and he'd say, "Girls, come back," and we'd wave at him, and he'd say, "No wave, come back," and
Now off to the right here, Mom, is the horse track, the racetrack.
oh,
Does that ring a bell?
oh yes.
We'll come back to that in a minute. Here's the canyon that used to drop down into. Tell us about playing hooky. He'd see you taking off and say, come back.
Yes,
Huh?
come now girls, come back, and we'd wave at him and
And what did you do when you got down in here?
just hide from him. That's all.
Okay.
Oh, golly.
They have chariot races here now, don't they?
Oh yes.
Payson
oh, yes.
Racetrack.
Payson Racetrack. Tell us what you used to know about this, Mom.
I just knew that any place along this fence was higher, we could lay across the top of the fence and just lay flat until the horses came, and then we could. I used to count how many times the horse would take a step. None of this was here. None of this was
Yeah,
here.
this probably changed quite a bit. Did Raish do any racing up here with his horses?
Oh yes, but mostly right down through town because
In Payson?
because I'd laid on the top of that fence and knew exactly how many steps the horses took to a certain spot. And then I'd go home and tell Dad, and then Dad would know how fast the horse was running. Race was very, very knowledgeable about horses. He'd say a horse's Steph, and he'd tell you a whole history about it.
Okay.
And
Greenhouse garage.
Greenhouse garage.
yes,
Maybe the restaurant isn't here anymore.
I don't see it. I
Okay, as we go down this main street, if you see any buildings or any ring a bell.
Oh yes.
Right on the corner.
Oh yes.
Does that ring a bell?
No, not anything special,
Okay.
but it's certainly built typically of the old ones.
Here's
That-
some old restaurants right here. Here's the Main Street Market.
Now there's where some of the memorial that on display over in that house.
That home there. That's an older one for sure. What do you know about that?
I just know that they turned it into a memorial place that you could go in and see.
Probably one of the heritage houses in this area.
Dick Person lives.
Where?
Finch. Right there. He fixed up the old
Those white ones?
Japanese house. Yeah, turn and go and it's that 8-ring house right there.
Oh. Now this is the Oakberry home.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
Mabel.
This A-frame right here.
I'll just run. I'll bet you.
Audrey. How are you, honey?
Goodness, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you too.
Now this is my son and his wife. Mine. Now, this is your husband?
Yes, this is my husband.
Where's your coat, Frank?
Yeah, I need a coat.
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Audra,
Needed my dark glasses.
I appreciate
I'm fine.
Good.
your Christmas card. That's I always look forward to your Christmas card every year.
You got your handout.
I forgot. I forgot all about it.
Well, one day you would want it.
Oh, honey.
I'm on the
Oh, it's so good to see you. You don't know.
It's just furries. It's just furries, just like this.
Yes, isn't that a blessing, really? To have your family around you.
Oh, and they take care. They
Yeah.
take care of me.
Promise
Just
you
wait
dollars.
on me.
Well,
We
yes,
went to
it's your
church,
turn now. You know, you must
Renee
let them.
said you
Oh, listen.
She
You don't
had
have to worry about
then
it.
she got it
How
back
long you
again.
gonna stay?
We're going right now.
And of course her doctor was on
And riding around.
vacation.
We're going to
So
pinpoint the
then you gave
different
her
places
something
in
else.
Goshen and
You're gonna come to Willoway, huh?
and
Well, what
then
is
put it
it?
in Virginia.
Okay, and it's my turn
great.
to
And
treat
she
you
has
here.
it. She has it.
You bought last year, so
Tell her.
Yeah, we'll be
Digital camera.
I didn't look at it
getting income
Oh,
tax
yes.
going
until we
and
came.
Oh, that,
our girls out in
yeah, that would be great.
West London.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, yeah,
Renee
that's
called
right.
me and
She's
said
been
that
doing
you
it for
might be.
years.
Yeah.
She settled out there.
That stuff you can't stop.
My sister used to live
up
here.
here, huh? Ted Davis's kids.
No. That is
Oh.
Stansfield's kid.
That's the thing that has
Stansfield
really
owns that.
impressed me is
Yes.
Ted Davis.
Yeah.
Over 2 blocks, this one and one more.
Is a recluse. She doesn't hardly ever get out. There's no family around. She won't talk to anybody.
If you tried to get in, she won't let you.
She just says she'd rather that you didn't. She smokes. Chain smoker. That's about all I know about her.
Is this where the rodeo grounds always were?
Yeah.
They've always been right here.
Oh, yeah.
Any stories here, folks?
They used to come up here and pick up mushrooms, didn't they, honey?
Yes. Lots of mushrooms in here after it
We used
rained.
to run cows and
That checkerboard thing's been there as long as I can remember.
It's,
oh, that is good stuff. This is a good. I'm picking and choosing now.
Go ahead, pick the orange mangoes. Nobody likes those. But if you try the pineapple, Margaret will cut your hand off.
no, I won't.
You say I'm on my good behavior.
Rocky have her brother.
All of this is huckleberries.
What do you mean?
All of this side on to your left, all of this property and all up around where the feedlots are belongs to huckleberries now.
Which huckleberry? Ted?
Ray.
Ned? Huh?
Ray,
Ooh, and
That's Lee's kid.
Lee's boy.
Okay.
And Lee belongs to Roy. So,
And Roy lives
this is where the Hickman kid lives.
now the ones that's come and shook our hands and hugged us and kissed us. These were our neighbors, see? Right here.
She used to come and have a cup of tea with Grandma every morning.
And then this has been new built since Grandma and Grandpa's house, and so is the next
Used
one.
to be here. It used to be here.
This is Bertson's.
belongs
which
to
version?
Hope's now.
There's the house right there.
Which version?
Yeah.
That's the home.
Which one? Yeah,
Right there, Mom, Grandma. Right.
Yep, that's ours.
No, right here.
No, this is
Down there, here's your old home.
Where?
Right there. Straight ahead.
Oh my God.
It's still got the
Oh,
oval
it's just,
oval door window.
Still got
have
the porch
that,
out
the
and back.
How about the big window in the front door?
Yes.
And that
these days when I get
little
rich,
porch out and
I'm gonna
back.
have one in the front door.
See that back window?
The round window, I love it.
Straight out from that back window, 26 of my steps, and there is your water.
A well.
Well,
Where? Out in here somewhere?
you see that back window? 26.
Straight out?
Mm-hmm.
So is it going to be over here by where this trailer is somewhere?
It's right here where the trailer is.
Uh-huh.
Now is that
20
well all covered in?
26 steps.
Or is it still there?
They're on city water now.
Okay.
They cut all the trees down. This was all trees along here.
So when was this home built?
When Eileen was young, when
I was in 3rd grade and lived over at Rudd's while they built it.
1910 would be 1918.
it really has stood, and it is well built home.
Yeah,
Well-
you wouldn't think it was built in 1918, would you?
Well, Race was hauling ore.
Who built it?
Well, Race and Sam hired it built while he was hauling ore at Dividend Standard Mine with 6 head of horses.
We used
There's
to
your
have,
oval.
out under the trees, we used to have a barrel. And that's where we bathed in the summer.
Oh, did it?
We put the hose in the barrel. Didn't we, Eileen? We'd wait till everyone was in bed, and then we'd go out and crawl in that barrel.
See that front door? See that round window in the front door?
Water, yeah.
That round window should have been 3 times as long and as oval. They've put a new door in there because the other window went clear down to the floor.
I thought it was bigger.
Now, where did you, before this home was built, where was the Page homes? Well, let's back up.
All right.
Between here and Hickman's, there was nothing.
No,
Okay, and between here and how far down was nothing?
Nothing.
From here all the way to the street. Was that street there?
There was a little log house right here.
you go down to the
I remember that little
You
log
go
house.
down
Yeah.
to the corner where the 4 stores are, and we'll start from there and
Okay.
take you down past the old Page residence.
Okay, let me get
It's
around
gone.
and get a side view of this.
Eileen is gone.
Oh, I know, but they need to know
want to
where.
see the places anyway.
Where?
Right here was a log house, and there was chicken coops all in the back.
Where this trailer is right here.
No, over here. Over on Mom and Dad. And we used to order the baby chickens through the mail. And they'd come, parcel post?
Mm-hmm.
And go down and they'd have little holes cut in the boxes. And we bring them home and we dunk them in. What? That purple stuff.
Well, that was fixing them so that they wouldn't have germs on their feet. See?
Okay. We dunk them in and then put them in the chicken coop.
All right.
And then we
And we had some nests were built up high, up on the second layer. It was even for you to look in on them. And
Was this a flagpole off the side here? What is that?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Oh, we're close to the
Awful close
house.
to the house to
No,
be a
the one close to
flagpole.
the house.
all
Hey.
these are new, but there was that log house here, and he was
I'm just waiting for you to take it up front.
That's okay.
a guy that
I'm hooked.
used to beat his wife and his
You can have
kids.
the pineapple. I want
And
the
he-
cranberries.
The kids, the mother would shoo the kids out the front door, and they'd run for Zim's place. And
We could just hop that back.
and she'd take so much of his troubles, and then I've seen her chase him out the back door with a hot tea kettle.
Yeah, on the
And
tea
she'd
kettle.
say, I'll fill your back pocket with boiling water.
She'd chase him all over the backyard with that steaming tea kettle.
Is this the road you were riding down on a horse when you got thrown off with a sack of sugar in your chest?
I can show you down here, or you go around the corner a little later.
Okay.
This is the old Nelson place I named, isn't that sad?
Oh yes.
And
Look at this old place.
Florence's,
Ooh.
Florence Nelson's.
Oh, Florence is way back our relative.
Interesting color.
And
Belongs
they
to a guy
owned,
by the name of
they
Robert
owned
Wright.
all of this property here, and they'd give each one of their kids when they got ready to get married. They'd give them
Beverly
property.
Morgan married Hallie. She lived there. This was
Penrod.
But it isn't
That's
now.
the old Penrod home.
Where? Right or left?
Right.
But it didn't used to be, Eileen. It used to be.
I don't know if that much.
Before it was Penrod's, it was something else.
I don't know.
What about this,
This
over
is
here?
Florence Jensen.
Oh, that's Florence Jensen's.
Nobody
when
living there now, is there?
No, but when they built this house next door, they would not allow them to tear that down because there's some type of an extinct owl that nests
Are
up
you
there in
serious?
in the attic, and so they would not let them tear that down. So the Jensen kids built this house right next to it.
So that's an owl habitat now.
Yes.
Incredible.
Is that not crazy?
I thought that only happened in Arizona. This Mexican spotted owl sure gets far north, doesn't he?
Well, far enough to be protected.
Okay, where's the 4 stores? Left or right?
Right.
There's no first stores anymore.
I know, but that's where we turned to go down.
What about the big house over on the corner there?
Go that way.
That's
That
Morgan.
was Morgan's. Wasn't it?
Yes.
Boy, look at the size of that. Needs a new roof bad.
They live in until they fall down.
So Curly's place is not, well, there's still a couple of little old places there.
That was Curly's stepdaughter that loved music.
Oh, really?
She's married to Bill White,
Bill White.
to John's friend.
Oh my golly.
I have early memories of this place right here.
Okay, this is the Allen store.
Yes, this is the gal that came and hugged us, and
What does that say on the side of their old Stay Starry or Stay STAR? Whatever. I remember Curly sitting out in front of here somewhere.
Curly's is over there across the street.
Okay, gotcha.
okay.
Now, Eileen taught school in the schoolhouse, and I went to school. And we'd sneak over here and have.
This one right across the street here.
She'd take
This
me
white
and
one?
Is it-
we'd have a hamburger.
Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
Used to be
Window.
Red's Bar.
Window.
Red's Bar?
Yep.
Window.
Yes.
And dance hall.
Do you remember, Eileen?
Yes.
Yeah, what
a
about-
roller rink over here.
At
We
Red's
roller
Bar?
skated.
You
Don't
back
you
up.
remember we roller skated?
I don't remember.
Is that here at this white place?
Uh-huh, right behind.
That
It's
was a
torn
roller.
down now, but do you remember Peary's show hall?
Oh yes, remember that.
The show
Red's
hall
Bar,
and
huh?
The roller rink was right next door to
Where was the old theater that I used to pump piano in?
it. It's gone, but it was right along here.
Now go to the next corner and then make a left.
A left?
Please.
And this was Oakberry's store,
Right here.
and that was really unique. It was all made out of logs, and it had
There
a
on this
dentist
open-
chair
this
On the
place.
open lot. Uh-huh.
That's Curly's place there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I remember him out front with bib overalls leaning back against that wall in a chair.
Yep.
That's the memory I had there. I remember two people, Curly and Lucille Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lucille Johnson, I fell off her barn into a bullpen and almost got nailed by this bull.
Now the junior high was here. Used to be the junior high, and next to it, where that higher building is, was the old schoolhouse that I started to teach in. Now that house right there is built much like our house.
That was Will Thomas's.
That's Louise.
And
Louise
he
lives
was
there.
he was the bishop, and he had to tell Mike.
Yes, tell him. Tell him.
Mama says you don't tell that bishop anything. Red Mary was
That
his
is
wife, and they called her Red Mary.
Red hair.
She gets a hold of it, and she spreads it all over town. So you don't say anything to the bishop.
So we didn't ever go.
We
in
never
her
went
room.
and talked to the bishop.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that funny?
Because if you talk to the bishop, it'd get to her and get to everybody in the whole town, huh?
Yeah.
You don't talk, because Red Mary tells it all over town. Funny.
Well,
And now where's
all right.
Woodland?
Now,
Where's-
right along here is where Raish would
Right down here.
get the horse ready to go.
Where? On which side of the
Right along,
street?
right over
No,
here on this side.
this is Elva's place, isn't it,
Yeah.
Bookberry?
Yes, this is Elvis.
And you see, ours was on this side, wasn't it? The pages.
Yes, it's on that side. It used to be on that side.
Now what are we talking about pages here?
All right, we're going on down.
Where? Here in this area here?
Where that barn is.
This is
right
not.
Back
this
in the
is
back
not
where that old log building is, or?
We don't care about this. This is Oakberry. Let's go a little farther.
It's torn down.
But where's the
They
old,
tore it down and rebuilt something.
but where's the old Page homestead land at?
I'm coming down. You're coming to it down around the corner. Here.
This is where you lived, but this is where
This
William
is where
Henry.
Grandma and Grandpa lived.
Grandma and Grandpa lived down in here. I'll show you exactly where their house was. It's gone now.
This is Susie's.
Well, that one right back there.
That's where she did.
You see, when I lived here, there was no houses on either side of here. This was all just one
Sage.
road.
Sagebrush.
Mhm.
Rabbit brush.
Still there.
There's an old home right here. Off to the right. Anybody know anything about
Yes.
that one?
Oh, that's Ray Steele's home. And Ray Steele was the most marvelous English teacher you could ever imagine, huh, Peg?
You never learned anything in high school or college that he hadn't
Yeah, we knew all
Is that
of it.
right?
No, we knew it all.
Brilliant.
Now, was he? Is he? I want to know where Grandma Steele sat on the porch all the
All right,
time,
all right.
and you guys were told not to talk to her.
All right, go on around.
Here, wasn't it?
No, down here, no more than this. Because we'd be riding on the hay rack along here and just jolting along, and Race would talk and talk and talk, so that when we got down here a little farther, when we come by Grandma Steele's, he wouldn't say anything.
There's an old home. What about this one, Mom, right here?
That was Kratzer's.
Yes. Yeah.
Kratzer's, huh?
See, Peg, you know the ones
The
that I don't.
German guy that made salami.
Kids waving.
Is it cold on you guys?
All right. The railroad tracks, you went down one of these streets and you get to the railroad
I
tracks.
think we've lost where German
Here's your railroad tracks.
Steele used to live.
Pardon?
I think we lost where Grandma Steele used to live.
You guys don't know?
The one that
Nobody
used
knows.
to sit on the porch. It was right back on that last corner. That last corner.
Before you got to these, were these tracks here at this time?
Yes. These tracks came from right out on that mountain where Race said you don't want all those men watching you.
Oh, this is up there at that refinery up above the Warm Springs.
Yeah.
These tracks come from there and head out to the.
Go to the mine.
Yes.
I used to have a train that went through here.
What do we know about this country out here where we're going?
We had a field down here, and Race went to the field every day.
Hayfield?
And Eileen taught beats. He used to
What?
Sugar beets and
sugar beets, and he used to contract them. And then he'd let his kids top beets. Didn't he?
Yes, I could. You called it topping the beets. You reached down with a hook on the end of a knife, went down there, pulled up the beets, held it on your knee, and cut off the leaves, and up into the wagon. And then it went from there up to this railroad track right here, and they had all kinds of big railroad cars, and I got so you could drive ahead of 6 horses up a track just like this, and push a button, and the whole wagon would tip over.
Right here.
And
Oh look!
That one's running wild, I'll bet. That one's gotten away from somebody and it's running wild because it shouldn't be in a field like this. Who's raising emus in this area?
I wouldn't know.
there's some Jensen guys and
Let's
tell
see.
them about your first teaching job, Eileen. The superintendent, they just let them teach once in a while
Yes,
as substitutes.
that's all.
And he came to the school in Goshen, the superintendent of Nebo School District, and Eileen went by on a load of beet tops.
And when I knew that it was the car from the district, I laid flat on my back or belly on the
She
on
didn't
all
want
these
him
cards.
to
I
see
didn't
her.
want her to see.
That happened out here in this area?
Right back to just the other side of the tracks. And he pulled out in front of my head of horses and stopped. And of course, my horses wouldn't go any farther. And then he climbed up between the 2 front horses and walked back along tongues to the wagon and said,
You were laying down up in the top there hiding, huh?
I said, I'm hiding from you. He says, you didn't do a good job. and then he, the day before I'd been over and applied for a job, and he said, we didn't have a job yesterday, but we can't afford not to have you for a teacher. And that's how I got my job.
Back when you were hired at the school there in Goshen? Do we need to go out here any further?
Sheepville.
Yes, I want you to go.
You can go around and come up to Ben Lane.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
She's told you, but I'll show you where.
Eileen built a playhouse inside this first schoolroom.
Yes.
In the first grade. Let the kids stuck away. Whole bit. Goes.
What did you say?
You built a playhouse in your schoolroom.
Yes, I built a playhouse in there.
And that old school building had a banister that come down, curved around, and the kids would slide down that banister. And when we got to the bottom, there was Miss Rick Tripp with what she called a board of education. Can you remember?
Yes, I do.
It was a board with holes in it.
Yes,
Why would she just let you have it?
Oh, right across the flat of your bottom.
Just stay to the left. Okay, come around.
Now, I don't know where.
This is
I
Ben
think
Lane.
Ben Lane, go down here.
Yeah, this is Ben Lane right here.
And they haul kids from clear down here up to school.
Right.
How'd they haul them?
Sometimes they came horseback, and
Wagons.
sometimes in a wagon.
A couple miles out of town, aren't we?
No cars. There's only one car in Goshen, and that was Jack Gisberson's
That blue
car.
here.
Cute little guy.
We only had one telephone in town.
Yes.
And somebody called because there was a problem or something, they'd send a runner to your
Yeah.
house.
And everyone would know it before you did. You know, because
Everyone up the line and say, "What's the matter? What's the matter?"
they'd come out and they'd get told when you're running by.
This is
Did you
called
have
what,
property
Ben?
down here?
This is
Oh,
where
yes, I'll show you where it is.
Right down around the bend?
I'll show you right here. It's this next post line right here.
They had a bunch of hay.
that went to John.
Huh?
Had a bunch of what is it, hayfields?
And your mother and I,
Right here.
we were the remaining two.
Okay, which ones?
Right here on the other side.
This
This
field's
is
right here?
Yes. And many a time Raisha sent me up. See that tree up there, up along the fence line?
Yeah, this one right here?
Yes, Raisha would send me up there, and I'd lay on my belly in the bottom of the ditch, and wait for people to come and steal things.
What were they stealing?
Well, anything that was on our equipment that we were plow or anything.
They stealing water up in here too?
Oh,
People got killed in those days for that.
You just couldn't.
A few graves
Well,
around here from that.
excommunicated Grandpa Pate because he was on the town board and they fought. They took all the water rights over the mountain to Mona. And he was on the town board. And they fought it. And the church just come in and excommunicated all of them.
Was that William Henry?
And then if you look in Eileen's book, she tells you what Grandma tells you about how they worried about Grandpa not being rebaptized back into the church. And Mama wrote to Heber J. Grant, and he said, tell him to go out to Warm Springs and
Take a good hot bath.
and then put on his garments.
Yeah, we'll go out to Warm Springs. So that's where he went, huh?
Okay.
Went right through the fields.
He said, no, if I'm coming back into the church, I'm coming in the right way. Grandpa Page said. So he went and started going to church and was rebaptized. And he said to Mama one day, he said, my sisters, was it his sisters? His sisters visited him in a dream. And Mama says, what did they want? And he said, I know what they want. They want me to be baptized back into the church.
What were the sisters' names? Do you remember? There's an eagle right there in that tree. Look down here and you'll see a big eagle. See him sitting right there? Has he
I
got a
don't
white?
know which one's Mike, but it's in that
Oh, yes, I
story.
Can you zoom him, see if he's got a white head? Is that a bald or
I
gold?
can't see. I can't see. It just looks like a
Bring
big
that
round.
camera in there. That's
White head.
definitely an eagle, bald eagle.
Yep, it's white.
Can't see. He's moving his head around though.
That's a